Hello, everybody. Hey, it's Ken underscore Faulkner. Yeah, and I'm here to do another knife video, but first one for this version of the channel. Um, yeah, if you haven't been in the loop on all the stuff going on, you probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But what's been happening is that there's been this imminent change coming to me, not by my choice, but it is my fault. I've mentioned that before in other videos. So now it's happened. The old account, um, Google account that was the owner of the other channel, um, meaning Ken Faulkner 5544 or whatever the number thing was. Yeah, it's that's been disabled. Um, Before that happened, I had some time. I had quite a while actually. It was like a month or something where I was waiting for them to do it. They said, "Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Oh, we'll do it later. We'll do it later." They finally did it. I'm glad, really, actually, because it's just been kind of stressful, and I've been like sitting here waiting for it to happen and wondering what's gonna happen, and I'm still learning about what's happening. But yes, I was actually in the middle of making a comment on one of Tony Boombot's videos. I was in the middle of it, and it came up with this message saying, "Up, you're out, you're done." Well, that's not exactly what it said, but it basically shut me down right in the middle of doing a comment before I could send it. So it was kind of funny, but yeah. Then I had to scramble. Like, fortunately, I had time to be prepared and think about it. Don't really even know all the ins and outs of this stuff. A lot of people have said, "Oh, do this, do that." Um, there is a difference in this particular version of this changeover because of the fact that it was my company had created the Google accounts for everybody in the company. It was like a corporate or a company-wide Google account where we had Google Drive for storing and backing up of files. So it was all kind of secured because you need to have security. Unfortunately, nowadays, because there's so many bad people out there doing bad things online, you need to have security. So yeah, because I think because of that security, YouTube is responding to that and making sure that nobody can get in, and because of that, I can't get into my old account. Other than I did set up on this account, I set it up as a manager of that account. The big problem is the manager is not the owner. The owner of the account is the the person who has control over everything. So I'll be talking about this on and on, but I don't want to just ignore the knives out in front of me here because I do have a new Jack Wolf knives, the Bionic Jack. Bionic Jack. Okay, so the story with me and Jack Wolf knives is that ever since my first show that I went to, I think it was 2020, it was still like the end of COVID. We're going to open it up. Obviously, here's the box. You've seen it. It's got the great story on it. So if you haven't read this, maybe pause it and read it if you're interested. But yeah, it's on every box, talking about his grandfather, kind of giving the story behind it. Ever since that first Blade show that I went to, and then right at the end of COVID, probably 2022, I think. It was the year after they had completely canceled it. There's the what do you tube, which in this case is aluminum, and you get the POG, and on the back of the POG it does say the Bionic Jack, and this is all kind of standard stuff. I already have the stickers out because they are hard as heck to get out of that tube, and I didn't want to put it back in there and end up damaging them on the way out. And he used to only give one, but now he gives two, and they're always cool. The artwork is always amazing. He really started out more as specifically comic book looking things. He's branched out lately. I don't know if it's different artists or not, but he is really coming up. I mean, he just always looking to improve, and I think it's a secret to his success. He works hard, and in reality, he is at every show that I've been to. Even this California Custom Knife Show, which is a smaller show, he's there. He is busting his butt, getting out, and he always has these cloths, different colors depending on the knife. This one turned out to be green, so I've got probably 5 or 6 different colors of them, and here is the knife, and this is the one I chose. Now, you may have already seen this knife because I've been thinking about what to do, and a lot of it's just brainstorming, just from yesterday when it first got shut off. So today's Saturday morning. It was Friday, the day after Halloween, that everything got shut down, and I was at Bees' Live and trying to figure stuff out and figure out how it works and what doesn't work, what does work. So what I've done and I've decided to do is to make a short video on my old channel, because I could still post there. There's, like I say, there's stuff I can do and stuff I can't do. Short video on there with a quick explanation, and it's more of a commercial because it's really not my style, because I'm not blabbing and blabbing and blabbing, which I know there will be a few of you out there that are going to just love that style. And here I am, 6 minutes into the video, and I just showed you the knife, just brought out the blade. A lot of it has to do with what's going on right now, and so there's even more talking than usual. I'm not going to try to explain it all in one video, but and I don't even understand it all in reality. But I do understand that this is a great knife, and you know, Jack Wolf has always been, from the beginning, slip joints. And I remember that this is the one I could kind of tell from the shape here. I remember when my first show, he had a bunch of knives, and I got to look at them. They were just like, oh man, I was ready to buy one right then. And it, you know, back then it was still $300 a knife, and that was, you know, something I hadn't done before that show. I actually ended up with a ProTech Malibu, I think cost $300 from the show. But yeah, I was ready to spend that money. This is the Vampire Jack, and it is back when he was doing M390 blades, and that was my first one. But I had to wait until the next show to get this one, because that first show didn't have any knives for sale, just to show. And that happens when you're at blade shows. Some of the stuff is going to be prototype, and it's coming. So, and then sometimes you have ones like this. I think when I know that he showed this at Blade Show West. I did make Blade Show West this year, but I would have bought it then, and that was before it came out. I believe it is out for sale now. Yeah, it is out for sale now. And as usual, he's got multiple versions of it. But you can see that it's bigger. I think it's the biggest Jack Wolf knife I have. Let's compare it to one of the other kind of groundbreaking changes that Jack Wolf knives did, other than the locking knives, as this one clearly is this guy. This is a Jack Wolf fixed blade. And this one is called, make sure I get it right, I think it's the Midnight EDC. Midnight Fix EDC. And you would think a fixed blade would be bigger, but you can see definitely smaller, even smaller than the slip joints. So that's interesting. But yeah, fixed blades are really coming into vogue now, I guess. I know a lot of people have always liked them, but they're becoming more popular with the EDC crowd. And so, yeah, he put this one out, and I know he's going to make more of them. But yeah, I had to get it because it was the first one that he did. Now, I didn't get the Gunslinger Jack because there was another knife. I can't remember which it was, and I was going back and forth between the two. And I'll show you the ones I have, and I think it's between two of them. So anyway, small fixed blade, definitely an EDC fixed blade. And he's got a different kind of sheath. I had a little issue with mine. He said he'd send me a new one. I'm going to just hit him up with email because he is getting it fixed. He's talked to the manufacturer, so definitely getting that fixed. But yeah, I was excited about that. I got that at Atlanta last year. So first one that I bought, very plain as far as the handle, just micarta. I love micarta. I love it, and I love this knife. This was the one when I saw in the first year when he wasn't selling it. This is one I wanted, and this is the one that dropped right before that next show that I was able to buy one, and it was just like it just was meant to be. It was very cool. So that was that one. And I got them all in slips, so I don't even know which one's which. Let's see. There's that one. I think my memory is not so good. Feel Good Jack may have been the one that I got when the Gunslinger came out. I can't remember which ones. You know, he's like putting them out like one a month, so it's kind of hard to keep track of when things come out. So I think that was the one, and I decided to get the Feel Good Jack instead. And then I think the next one I got was this guy. And I think this was my first time going to California Custom Knife shows. I think this is when I got this one, and I was excited about the all titanium with the jig pattern. This one is the laid back jack with that Warren clip blade. Very cool. So I think that was the next one. I think this is the order. And then this is the... Now there is one knife in the collection of Jack Wolf knives that I did not buy at a show. And that was because Thrasher, Brandon Thrasher, was trying to raise some money. He needed a computer, and he's always had a great collection. He was the guy that I first learned about Jack Wolf knives from. I think now he is, his channel is something about Weekender. Check it out for sure. I haven't seen anything from him lately, but maybe it's just because I've been busy. So anyway, he had this one, and this one is the Javelina Jack. And I got this one at a discount because it was used, but he obviously kept good, kept it in good condition. And he also had the Lynch Northwest, no, not Lynch Northwest. Oh gosh, I forget who made this. One of the people up in the Pacific Northwest guys that started making these things, and everybody was getting them. I never have. I've always been happy with the Jack Wolf knives, but came with that, so I was excited about that. So that was the only one that I bought, you know, to help out brother Brandon and get myself another cool Jack Wolf knife for the collection. And the last one that I bought prior to this one here and this new one was this guy here. And I started branching out a little bit. You can see that these first three are kind of like more plain. Not really as fancy, but he's really coming out with some amazing stuff, and I just couldn't help myself. So this was the chaotic resin version of the Midnight Jack. And this is, I guess this was S90V. This is probably the first one. Maybe this one was. Yeah, S90V. So right at first it was all M390, and then he switched over to S90V here. So all the rest of them that I've had so far are S90V. So clearly something's going on with me and Jack Wolf knives. And it's not just that the knives are fantastic, and it's not just that this what do you call this one? I got the website up here. The Kieranite Liquid Gold Black Wash. It is just I've just recently gotten a Kieranite knife, GEC Kieranite. First Kieranite, but I just like the way it looks, and I haven't had a chance to get one yet until recently, and now I'm like hooked on them. But it has a very cool look to it, and this with the black wash blade just looks amazing to me. It's just a flashy little thing. I don't have a lot of flashy, colorful knives in my collection, but I still, I mean, I like a lot of different things. Kind of eclectic case, eclectic. What's the word? Collection. I mean, a lot of different types of things, and this is really starting to catch my eye. Good clip, works really well. I know a lot. There you have the spacer cover for this. If you take this one off, you have to disassemble the knife, but you can do that. It's got the Torx screws, and you can take it apart and take this off and put the cover plate in there and just carry it like a regular Jackwolf knife. Just slip forward, whatever you want to do. I prefer to have it in with the clip in my pocket, but it's good to have that option. The bolster lock works really well. One of my favorite locks because of the fact that I'm not putting pressure. It's just sometimes it's hard to keep your finger on the clip and not put pressure on that lock bar. So I really like that. Front flipper too. And I've really started liking front flippers more and more as I get used to them. I think a lot of people experience that right at first. It was just like difficult. And I'm even getting better at this over the top thing. Of course, I'm going to fail it right now. Oh, no, I got it. So I'm kind of getting the hang of all that cool fidgetiness. It works really well, and it doesn't really stick up super high either. It's interesting. It's a very nice design because you know, some of them are like really up high, and that makes it easy to front flip. But at the same time, it kind of gets in the way. It gets caught on things. This one is nice and sleek and well designed, as you would expect from Ben and from Jackwolf Knives. So it's not just all these things that you would normally like a knife for, but it's also the artwork, the presentation, the idea of the company, and Ben himself, because that's one of the reasons why I think I end up buying these at shows. One thing is that when I go to a show, I'm willing to spend money. I'm ready to spend. I prepared myself. A lot of times I will stop buying for a while, and then I will just go all out. So that's part of it. And also because I just love talking to Ben. He's just a great guy. I mean, you know, he is. I know it's not just because I'm just such a wonderful person to talk to. He just is very easy to talk to. He really loves what he does. You know, I know he did CAD work before he started this, and I do CAD for a living, not designing knives, but other things. And he's a businessman, and I work in business. I'm not like in the business side so much, but I do understand business and what you want to do to promote, to sell, to the hustle. He's got all that stuff. So it you know, that's a lot of money here on the table, Jackwolf money. And I am not the richest man in the world, but I just can't help myself. I can't help myself. Largest one. That's one of the things that is odd about this, because I really like larger knives. And this is not a large knife per se. I'd call it a full-size knife, but it's not a large knife per se. But I love these knives, and that's it. And it really got me into the slip joints. You've seen me do slip joints on my other channel before, and I will continue to do that. I got one coming up. Yeah. So this is the third one I got from California Custom Knife Show. I already showed the Shiro Gorov. I showed the Riyat knife, the budget version of a Riyat knife, which is really cool. And then this is the third one. I have one more from the show. Another one I already bought otherwise, and so I'll be putting out videos. Like I said, I'm gonna, for a while, I don't know how long, I'm gonna do the short videos on the old channel, kind of help people. That's the worst thing about this, is that I know there's gonna be confusion, and people are gonna wonder what's going on. I'm still confused about a lot of things, but I'm trying to make it as smooth of a transition as I can. So I'm kind of coming up with ideas. I think it's kind of a little cool idea for me, and it might be a good practice for me. Obviously, this is not a short video, and I knew it wouldn't be, but practice doing a short video, because, you know, they don't all have to be a long ramble. They may be for a while until I get all my thoughts out on this whole changeover thing, but for now, I got a short one on the old channel and the longer one here. So you can make your choices. Hopefully you'll eventually come over here, because eventually I'm going to just stop making videos on the other one. I don't know if it stays there forever. Maybe at some point it disappears completely, so maybe those old videos won't be there anymore. I'll still continue to try to figure out what I can do, what I can't do. I know that with not being the owner of the channel, when I was on Bees' live, I wasn't able to do super chats. I wasn't able to. It got rid of all my my memberships, so I'm building that back up again. So anything having to do with money, it can't do. So I don't know what I can't do on that channel anymore. So now I'm switching over. I'm subbing and all that kind of thing. I don't think I could sub to anybody from that channel anymore. Okay. Anyway, enough talk. More than enough talk. Thank you guys for being committed to the channel. Those of you that are coming over from the other one and just sticking with me through all this. I appreciate it. I appreciate Bees last night. He was so supportive, and everybody in the chat was super supportive. Got lots of new subs just from that alone. I appreciate y'all. I really, really do. I think some people say, "Oh, I love you all," and maybe they do in some way. But more than anything, I think it's just awesome the support I get, and I really super appreciate that. And we'll keep going, and we'll see where this goes, and hopefully we'll just build back, and we'll end up surpassing the other channel. Who knows? All right, guys, I'm gonna call it quits on this one, and I will see you on the next 2 videos that come out, one short, one long. Probably again this weekend. I'm kind of excited about getting going on this. So I will see you on the next one.